We made yield signs and guardrails for people like me, not so I would slow down or take caution. We made yield signs and guardrails to keep people not like me safe from people like me. You see, I have trouble staying between the lines and I tend to run off track. I've teeter-tottered between nice and neat or wild and free, trying not to speak or bring attention to myself. I've had my days of doing as I was told, eating hollow fruit from the follower's tree that was planted in my mind around the same time I was learning to speak. Now I take no issue with planting seeds. Growth is encoded in our nature through our Creator. I'm just grateful for my sense of awareness to knowing what I'm feeding myself is not filling me up. Misdirected by the misconception that rather than a garden, life is an assembly line. For so long I neglected tending mine, until my lack of flavor led me to consider the consequence of leaping off the conveyor. Then again, it's not like the decision was mine. You see, I have trouble staying between the lines and I tend to run off track. So no matter the extent life becomes dissatisfying or unsettling, my coding wasn't embedded to default back to factory setting. Any attempt to control me only leads to my Control-Alt-Delete. It's not that I choose to shut down or freeze up. I just refuse to continue being fooled into believing that being moved along an assembly line at a set pace is anything different than standing in place. Could we all really have been assembled to move the same way? Well, at some point along the line, a drop of pixie dust fell in my eye and brought me to life. I was blind, but now I see. My legs can move and I can speak. Astounded when I look around me. An individual, but part of such a complex system. Above all else, I can think. My wheels are turning as I turn gears greater than my own. I move the system as I am moved by the system. My existence is no coincidence. How can I go wrong? I don't believe in accidents or mistakes. If that means having to walk through the fire and get burned some, it's just another opportunity to learn from. Each step along the way gets used to build my staircase to heaven. All wreckage gets recycled. I've had my fair share of collisions, but I now know how to make my own repairs. That doesn't mean you shouldn't beware. While the master of assembly created us all as part of the same design, I wasn't created to stay in between the lines. If you're afraid of a few door scrapes and dings, I suggest you slow down and take caution. We made yield signs and guardrails for people like me.